Morning all. Another blog. Now I'm actually in Long Sutton in Lincolnshire, and I'll tell you while I'm here, I'm standing outside an old pub that used to be called Palmer's. Sadly, like many pubs, it's gone down the pan and it's up for sale, as you can see. However, there's a story behind this pub, and I'll tell you. I was very intrigued to read about the romance that Butteraxe Hanley and Dick Turpin had. And I've done a bit of research while I've been up in Long Sutton, and apparently Dick Turpin, when the old Bill was near him, coming to arrest him in Epping, he decided to flee, and he ended up in Long Sutton, and he took on the name of John Palmer. Now he lived here for about 9 months, and while he was here, he was a bit of a celebrity. And one day he was cock shooting in the street, in the high street, and the local militia said you can't do that, so they arrested him and took him to York Assizes to be tried for the crime of cock shooting in the street. Anyway, while he was there, he wrote a letter to his brother-in-law saying, look, can you bail me out here because I'm in a bit of a pickle. Sent a letter to his brother-in-law. His brother-in-law got it and looked at it and thought, do I really want to be involved in this? So sent the letter back to the postmaster in York. Now the postmaster in York looked at the handwriting on this letter and thought, I recognise that handwriting, that's Dick Turpin. So he informed the local militia at the time. They arrested Turpin, alias John Palmer, and the rest, as they say, is history. He was then tried for his crimes and he was executed. Now I stayed in a local hotel with apparently some form of alliance to this old pub Palmer's here, and there was a rumour that hidden in the bedroom was a poem that Turpin wrote on his last day, just before his execution. So I hunted high and low, I looked in every nook and cranny, and I found this written poem. So I'll read it to you. A highwayman of repute, of that there is no dispute. A butcher I was trained for, but for me was not the right job. So I trawled the roads and highways with an aim to murder and rob. I holed in the forest of Epping to catch those wild deer, and while I was living there, a woman I met so dear. Her name was Butteraxe Hanley, a formidable woman in right. To see her in battle gave many a brave man sheer fright. Wielding her axe in a murderous swathe, to give battle against her showed men to be brave. We loved and made love under the stars so clear, then suddenly I left as the roses were near. I fled to Lincolnshire, to Long Sutton a town, a new life I led to evade the crown. Through an error one day I was found out and caught, then suddenly sometime later I ended up in the law court. As sentence was passed to the gallows I was sent, my life would end before it was spent. As I stood on the gallows just before the drop, my mind went back where so many thought me manly, and the love I share with Butteraxe Hanley. How sentimental is that? Yeah. Anyway, moving on. I shall be moving up further up north tomorrow. See you tomorrow.